If you have diastasis recti, or separated abdominals, then right now I'm gonna show you 3 movements that can help you heal it. Hey there, my name's Coach Tyler from WeShape, where we teach people how to connect with and care for their bodies rather than feel pressure to change it. Today, I'm gonna talk to you about diastasis recti and show you 3 moves that are gonna help you heal it. So first, let me talk about what is diastasis recti before we focus on the movements that are gonna help you heal it. So, diastasis recti is basically separated abdominals. So normally what you'd see if you saw your abdominals with no skin or no fat over them is you'd see a line down the middle and you see these vertical lines right here. This would make up the classic 6-pack look that we see in magazines and things like that, right? And regardless of who you are, this is how your abdominal muscles typically look. But if you end up having a hernia or having a rough pregnancy, then what can happen is this center line of your abdominals splits to the point where the muscles are wider in the middle than they normally would be, to the point where I can even make a fist and stick my knuckles between some people's separated abdominals. And what's difficult about this is that unless you're doing the correct movements to activate and strengthen those muscles properly, not only will it not get healed, but you could actually end up injuring your lower back or other parts of your body at the same time. So right now, I want to take you through 3 different movements that are going to teach you how to activate your core the right way, which is going to help close that abdominal separation, and then teach you 2 more movements on how to strengthen the abdominal muscles while maintaining this active movement at the same time. So let's dive in. Okay, the first movement that I'm going to teach you that's going to help you activate your core muscles properly is called the elevator. And this is the most important movement you can learn if you want to heal your diastasis recti and create more core strength so you can go about your daily life without feeling like you're going to injure yourself, cause a hernia, or anything like that. Now, one thing that's gonna be interesting possibly to you is that what I'm about to teach you with the elevator runs a little bit counter to what most people have heard about activating their core muscles. You see, most people say, draw your belly button to your spine, suck your belly in towards your spine, and that's how you activate your deep core muscles. And while drawing your belly button towards your spine does activate a muscle group called the transverse abdominis, it fails to do so in a way that properly activates all the core muscles that stabilize the core. So what we're gonna do is called the elevator, or another way to call it is abdominal bracing. And this teaches you how to activate all of the muscles of the core at the same time to protect the spine and get the results that you're actually after. So pay close attention because it's not gonna feel like that much at first, but if you get it right, it's gonna serve you so much as you go through any exercise in the future. So start by lying down on your back, and all you're gonna do is bring your heels up under your butt, let your whole body rest down on the ground, and then between your belly button and the top of your hip right here, I want you to take 2 fingers and I want you to press your belly in on both sides, okay? You're gonna push your fingers in towards your spine. Now, what you're gonna do is try to push those fingers out with the strength of your belly. So like I said, instead of sucking your belly in, you're going to push your belly out like this. And the goal is to push it out, not by virtue of your breath, so not like this with your breath, but to push it out by using the muscles to activate all at the same time. So push the fingers out like this and hold. Now while you're holding, you can try to take little breaths, inhaling, exhaling, and not losing that hold. Now, if you're having trouble getting your fingers to push out, there's an easy way to do this, and it's to cough and hold the end of your cough. So it looks like this, again, pushing your fingers down and hold the end of your cough. Now, the hardest part about this is going to be to maintain the lift of the elevator while you talk, while you breathe, and then when we go on to the next movements, while you actually move your body throughout those movements. So the best way to practice this is to practice this movement, seeing if you can hold the elevator for about 60 seconds. And if you can hold the elevator for 60 seconds while taking shallow breaths or while talking to someone else, then you know that you're ready to go on to the next movement, where I'll teach you how to strengthen your core muscles even more while you're using this movement to activate your core muscles the proper way. Okay, before we get to the next movement, where I'm gonna show you how to put the last movement of activating your core muscles properly into action, I know you're gonna love the other videos that we have over on our channel. So make sure you hit that little subscribe button and click that little bell icon. That way you get a notification every time we release a new video just like this. Okay, now that you know how to properly activate your core muscles, I'm gonna show you how to apply that activation to an actual movement. It's a very basic movement, but I really want you to focus on moving slow and controlled and not going any further than you can keep that activation that you just learned. So remember, keep the activation the entire time. If you start to lose that, return to the start position, reactivate the core the proper way, and then go back into the movement. Super slow, super controlled. This is not about building some sort of burn in our abdominal muscles. This is about getting the right muscles to activate during movement, so that way you can eventually apply that activation in your daily life so you strengthen your core and you reduce the risk of injuring the rest of your body at the same time. So we're gonna start on our back, just like we were with the elevator. We're gonna start by placing those fingers right between the navel and the hips, just like with the elevator, and we're gonna brace the core like we touch in the elevator. Now from here, you're gonna lift one knee up, then the other knee up, and you're gonna keep those fingers pushed out the whole time. You can either rest your head back like this, rest it on a pillow, or lift it slightly while thinking tall to the top of your head. Now, slowly bring your heels towards the ground with your knees fully bent, and then slowly come back up to the start position. Now, if at any point, as you come down, you feel your fingers press into your belly, stop, reset right here, lift one leg up at a time, and go very small movements, slow and controlled, okay? Now, if this is too easy and you're able to maintain this, then you can start to extend your legs a little bit and do more of a 90-degree reverse crunch as you maintain your active core. Now, one useful piece of feedback as you go up and down is not just are you activating your core with the elevator, but are you pressing your lower back into the ground? So as you go down, is your lower back lifting up like this? If it is, then you're not properly bracing your core all the way through your rib cage. So you can try to think about feeling your lower back press into the ground as you activate your core properly, and as you go up and down, that lower back does not come off the ground. If it starts to come off the ground, or if you lose that activation, reset and start over. Now your goal should be able to do this movement for around 30 to 60 seconds with perfect form, slow and controlled. Now if you can, then slowly extend your knees until you're able to put your knees at a 90-degree angle. If you're able to do that for a full 60 seconds, then you can go on to the next variation of the movement that's gonna help you strengthen your core even more while helping to heal that diastasis recti. Okay, before I get to the last movement, I wanted to mention that if you like these movements and you like the way that we teach you how to activate your muscles before allowing your body to move through space, then you're gonna love the workouts and the movements that we use over at WeShape.com. Over there, we create personalized at-home workouts where every single movement is tailored to your goals, your availability, and your actual capabilities. It's like having a personal trainer there cheering you along and selecting the right movements for you. And the best part is you can take our free quiz and we'll give you a free follow along workout. So all you have to do is go to WeShape.com or click the link below to try it out. Okay, this last variation is gonna be a lot more difficult than the previous ones, so make sure you master the reverse crunch before trying this. Now this is called the lying leg raise, and it's gonna look almost identical to the reverse crunch. So we're gonna start out on our back like this. We're gonna press the lower back into the ground. We're gonna activate the core just like we did with the elevator. You can again leave your head down, put it on a pillow, or think tall to the top of your head and lift it slightly. And this time you're going to extend one leg all the way out, and then the other leg all the way out. You're gonna squeeze your legs together and point your toes. Now, come down slowly, keeping your lower back pressed on the ground. Try to get to that fully extended position, and then squeeze your core muscles and your legs together and come back up to the start position. Now, if this is your first time doing this, you might only be able to come to a 45-degree angle before you feel that lower back start to lift, and then come back up to the start position. It's totally fine to use partial repetitions to build the strength to eventually be able to go all the way down, slow and controlled, and all the way back up. And if you feel your body shaking throughout this movement, that's totally fine. That's all the muscles of your core activating and trying to create coordination to stabilize your core muscle through a movement like this. Now your goal should be able to do this for 60 seconds with perfect form. And if you can, while keeping that elevator in practice and gluing your lower back to the ground, well, you're gonna have made a monumental amount of progress in healing the diastasis recti that you have and strengthening your core so you can go on doing things in your daily life without worrying about getting injured. Okay, there you have it. 3 movements to activate and strengthen your core muscles so you can hopefully get some relief from your diastasis recti. Now, one thing that's really important is that you don't just do these movements, but you also do other movements to strengthen the rest of your body too. So, we have a video for you right here, which contains real beginner movements that you can do anytime, anywhere to exercise the rest of your body. So make sure you check that out and make sure you practice these movements frequently, at least 3 days a week, and post in the comments below and let us know how they felt on your abdominals.